Relatable. I'm Atira Minuddin, your host for today. And I know it's been a hot minute since the last episode, but worry not. Despite the gloomy weather outside, today we are back with a new episode focusing on empowering Orang Asli mothers for lasting community transformation. So this is a very interesting topic. I've never dived in deep into this kind of topic before. And if you guys don't know, in Malaysia, many Orang Asli mothers face limited opportunities for work and financial independence as they care for their families at home. This can lead to their school-going children having to quit school prematurely due to inability to afford basic school expenses. And this is concerning. This is worrying. We don't want any of Malaysians to face such a problem at home or at school. And on today's episode of Relatable, we will be sitting down with the women of the Asli Co, a social enterprise focused on empowering Orang Asli mothers for lasting community transformation. I'm very excited. We have three panels with me today, all women, because you're watching Relatable. And on my very left, we have Mas Akira Udayanghoy. She's an Orang Asli and also team manager at the Asli Co. And on her left, we have Lim Sin Yu, co-founder of the Asli Co. And on my far left is Rahayu Muhammad, the Asli Co soap artisan. How are you guys today?
Good,
Are
very
you guys
nice.
feeling excited? I'm very excited to talk about this topic actually because it is, I would say, underrated topic to talk about. We don't really see in the news. We don't really see much coverage of the topic. And we are celebrating 66 years since Merdeka, and Malaysia will be celebrating 6 decades since its formation. That's a long time, 60 years, over 60 years. So we have one of the tallest skyscrapers in the world, lots of highways, trains, and more, and that's what we call development. That's nothing new. But where does the Orang Asli community stand in today's world? That is what we want to know today. And Mas, perhaps you could share with us how has the progress been for the Orang Asli in Malaysia?
As an Orang Asli youth, I feel there have been positive change to Orang Asli communities since Merdeka. In terms of exposure to educations and understanding the importance of education as well. But there must be a gap. The access to it still lacking, especially in higher educations.
Why is that?
Sorry?
Why is that?
It's higher education because
Many Orang Asli have not been able to reach to go into higher education because of the lack of access to it. Usually it's in terms of monetary and also even knowledge about the pathways that they can go to after high school. Yeah. But however, Mas here has actually gone to uni, and maybe she can share with you the story. Yeah.
I'm very lucky. I managed to went to University of Malaysia Kelantan, study in Bachelor of Entrepreneurships, and but my other friend they have the less opportunity because they live in the remote area.
I see.
Yeah. So the challenge lies in ensuring that development reach all the society, including indigenous community as well. So at the Asli Co, we believe that the Orang Asli mothers can contribute in national development and not as a beneficiary, but as active participant that can bring unique skill to the table.
I see. And for you, Sin, you're the co-founder for Asli
Yep.
and Co. How would I say the scale of these Orang Asli who are facing this kind of problem? Is it is it on a big scale, the population? How much is it?
So the Orang Asli are actually the indigenous people of the Peninsula Malaysia. In Sabah Sarawak, they're called Orang Asla. So, however, in Peninsula Malaysia, there's about 200,000 Orang Asli, and majority of them are classified as hardcore poor.
Okay.
And that means it's not even B40, it's even below that.
Okay.
So that is one of the major issues that Orang Asli communities face. So, but how do you change that? I strongly believe it's through education. So access to education for the kids is really important. So as to giving them more opportunities to improve on their lives through education. Yeah.
How has the government or administration treated the community that you have witnessed?
As far as I know, from our 10 years of volunteering in their community, we've heard stories of how governments do supply aid and support for our Asli community. For example, going to schools, transportation is provided so that the commute to school is okay from the village to the schools. School uniforms and also pocket money, canteen food are also supplied to Orang Asli kids so that there's how to say they get enough help so that they can complete high school and also primary school. However, there is also issues of access to that support. It is often not easy for them to get the pocket money because of their remote distances from the village to actually go and apply for the aid or to receive the aid, in fact. I think so. There's always gaps in the systems and programs, which is why I think many social enterprises have popped up to help and address these gaps. So I think in order for it to work, the government and also all the organizations that are helping Orang Asli have to listen to the community and understand thoroughly what their problems are in order to work together and ensure that it's a program that will last a long time and also create the impact that is intended.
And as you mentioned, this is to help with the gaps between the Orang Asli, right? And how has the Asli Co bridged the gap altogether, especially to help the mothers?
So we founded the Asli Co because we really wanted to help empower Orang Asli mothers. We found out that once their young children are born, they would lack opportunity to work outside the village as traveling is an issue now. Usually in a household, there's only one form of a vehicle, which is usually a motorcycle. And majority of the time, the motorcycle will be used by husbands and men. So then once the young children are born, they're stuck in the village with no more opportunity of work. So we decided to bring the work opportunities to them in the village. Of course, it's a logistical problem. We have to bring all our materials and our training, our equipment, all into the kampong. And it's very far away and deep in. So to a lot of people, it doesn't make economic sense to be doing this. But for us, the rewards that come back from it, the growth that we've seen from the mothers changing their lives, being able to earn an income, especially with flexibility. So a lot of our mothers, they don't work full time, but they're able to earn enough to be supportive of their husband's income and also be able to better their lives. So that's been great. We also, I think we started with making one product 4 years ago, and we've grown to making new products such as koi soaps and lavender eye pillows that we sell through e-commerce and also to corporates. And so far, we've been doing good.
That's good. That's good to hear. I'm pretty sure you have given a lot of opportunities to great mothers out there who really wanted, all they want to do is provide for their children, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned soap.
Yes.
I'm going to go to Rahayu now.
Yes.
You are the soap artisan, right? And you have been with Asli Co for over 2 years?
Yes.
Almost 2 years. Okay. So I want to know, like, what is the transformation today since you started?
Okay, actually I'm a working mother before, but then I quit since 2018. Okay, so I just fully housewife. So I found out about Asli Co after recession, COVID year. And then I joined them in making soap. So it helped me for the extra income for my family.
I see. So how has the transformation been? I'm pretty sure the COVID, the pandemic wasn't an
Yeah.
easy time for everyone, right?
Correct.
And now that you have this opportunity, how has it been for even for your to provide for your family?
Yeah, correct. Before this, I'm fully depends on my husband. We need to do budgeting, tight budget actually every month. But with the after joining Asli Co every week, for sure they will call us for do the soap. So it's easy. It's you know
Extra
extra
income.
income
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so that's like a brief introduction from
Yeah.
the three of you. So we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. So you guys got the introduction. You guys kind of get the idea of what we're gonna discuss today, but we're gonna go even deeper on these issues, and we're gonna discuss even more after this commercial break. I'll see you guys just in a little while.
For next gen, basically our vision is for families to come here and they create happy memories together as well as one. Because it's a whole family theme park, one thing. And also, this is one of the largest indoor theme park. It's about 43,000 square feet.
Wow, that's big.
PN, Perikatan Nasional, seems to be a better party, a cleaner party. Even we have prepared ourselves to be ready to continue the struggle of UMNO. So we like to invite UMNO's members who are not happy with their situation, the leadership situation. Please, you can migrate to PN at any time.
Okay, guys, we are back from the quick commercial break, and now we're going to continue the conversation. We're talking about people from the Asli Co, speaking on the issues suffered by Orang Asli mothers. And just now, I'm going to go right to you. Back in June, the advocate Eliana Tan Beng Hui, a member of Apa Kata Wanita Orang Asli, she said, people always label or assume the Orang Asli community in need for development, education, and to make decisions. She goes on today, this is false, of course. What's your take on this, given that earlier you mentioned there's a need for awareness, there's a need for education to learn more about the Orang Asli community?
I think the negative stereotypes that are associated with the Orang Asli community are always stems from the lack of awareness and also education in the Orang Asli community. I mean, do you remember when we were studying in high school and also in primary school? Were there any mention of Orang Asli communities in our sejarah or history textbooks? There were none.
Yes.
So we didn't even know about the existence of
Yeah.
Orang Asli until we grew up, and then for me it was until I started volunteering, and then I found out that there were this community in the Peninsula Malaysia, and we've never heard of it. So I was shocked actually. So I believe that as a starting point, there should be more representation, and also in our history textbooks and learning about Orang Asli in school. As far as I know, there are some progress that has been made in Perak, especially. So the Bahasa Semai, which is what Mas speaks, is now an elective subject in schools that have a lot of Orang Asli students. So you can actually do an exam in Bahasa Semai as well, which is one of the major languages spoken in Perak. So I think with more knowledge of the Orang Asli culture and their existence, there would be less segregation and less division and less negative stereotypes about them. Yeah.
And Mas, now that you see there's a progress, right? You as an Orang Asli from Perak, how do you feel to see this kind of stereotypes? But then there's already help for children in school to learn Semai. How do you feel as an Orang Asli to see this progress?
It's a good progression actually, because it break down the stereotype, and at the same time, it maybe can reduce all the cases that can the factors that make all the Orang Asli, most of the Orang Asli students drop out from school.
Yeah.
Causes by bullies, because maybe the other races are not exposed by the Orang Asli. So, yeah.
And now that you are in Orang Asli and you're working with the Asli and Co, what do you think makes the Asli Co different from other social enterprises working with the Orang Asli community?
So the Asli Co is accredited as a social enterprise with the missions that improving livelihoods for Orang Asli mothers and families, and by equipping them by their skills, and then and we are probably the only company who only hires Orang Asli in the HQ.
I see. And Rahayu, you told me you're a mother, right? So how do you feel about being like a mother and you're working for the Orang Asli community? What does it mean to you?
Okay. First, as a mother, yeah, it's a tough job. I have 2 kids, so it's hard for me to find a job that have flexible times. And then after joining Asli Co, I can have a job, and at the same time, I can be a mother, or full-time mother.
I see. Sin, was it difficult for you to get mothers to work as well because they don't want? It's not like they don't want. It's difficult for mothers to have like time away from the children, to be occupied with something else because all they want to do is provide, right? Was it difficult to attract the mothers to do with you?
I think many mothers jump on the opportunity to work for Asli Co because of the flexibility that we provide. So some mothers work 2 or 3 hours a week. Some work more, like 5 to 10 hours, but it's very flexible. So in terms of that, they can then manage their time with their family and be able to also then earn income as well. But in a traditional job, you're not able to just appear for 1 day in a week and then expect a steady salary. So that's why I think many of them love working with us due to the flexibility. And also the ability to work from home as well is not something that you usually get in the village. Yeah.
And the idea of social enterprises are fantastic. What you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
There's an ugly reality that many perhaps don't like to admit, where it's much harder to run a social enterprise than a normal company. We're talking about funding and profits. How does this work for you, Sin?
Yeah, it is indeed tough to run a social enterprise because we're a business with a cause behind it.
Yeah.
And our main reason of doing business is the social cause itself. So we always have to balance our profitability and also our impact itself. So we want to maintain profitable so that we can continue to provide the impact to the mothers, but we also need to then be profitable so that it can continue.
You can sustain.
So it's like a scale that we need to balance all the time. So for us, it is tough because we actually need to bring our materials, our training, our items into the village. Also, sometimes bring them from the village to work with us. So that's extra logistic costs and also things that traditional businesses don't have to have. They can just make a factory and then have everyone come there and work. However, our factories are actually in separate villages that are different, like far away from each other, far away from us, in fact. So the extra logistics is definitely a extra cost, but we have managed to manage so far because of many large corporations that are very supportive of helping local communities and purchasing products that are ethical and also sustainable. So with their purchases, the large orders, we've been able to give a sustainable work to the ladies. And so far, that's been how we've been surviving through the 4.5 years. So
how big is this enterprise?
Oh, large MNCs actually, yeah. So we have a lot of corporations, banks, petrol and gas, oil and gas companies that help support us through buying gifts. And because I think they know behind every item made is a mother, an Orang Asli mother that will benefit directly from these items. So instead of sourcing from China or another country, why not buy items that they need locally? And in that way, they make an impact to the local communities as well. So it's like a win-win.
Yeah.
They memang need to buy a gift. Why not buy from a social enterprise? And so we also focus on giving back our profits and reinvest it into the business so that we could train more mothers and make sure our long-term impact is there. And so far, we've been able to touch the lives of 63 mothers and also been able to give back about 1.5 million in terms of materials, training, wages, and also equipment that we buy for the community. So that's our achievement so far. And
that's good. That's good to hear. And that's also a great way to support local products too, right? Because they're produced locally with the efforts from the mothers. It's a beautiful way to get Malaysians to support, right, the local products. And Rahayu, as a mother, how has your involvement in this the Asli Co, have you attract any other mothers to join as well? Maybe they have been inspired by you.
Yeah. There's a few members that I bring in to join, especially the young mothers that have kids, so they can support their family from the part-time jobs.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, and that is it for the second segment. We're going to take a short break and we're going to go a quick break, and then we're going to go dive into the third segment, which is the last segment for Relatable. I'll see you guys in a little while.
Is our main one attraction. This is a Ninja Challenge.
Any regrets quitting UMNO?
No, for me, I'm not regretting at all. I'm happy to be in the other party because UMNO is so entrenched into like corruption practice, and then running away from the very principle they have advocated many years ago. Proklamasi Orang Melayu, which is advocated by Tuan Mahathir, I think will help, in a way, all efforts towards uniting the Malay, because we are the majority in this country.
Hi guys, we are back for the third and last segment for Relatable today, where we're discussing about the Orang Asli community, focusing on mothers specifically. And just before the commercial break, we were talking to Rahayu. She's a mother. She's also a soap artisan with the Asli Co. She's been with them for over 2 years, and she shared with us that she has inspired other mothers to join the enterprise, to give them also job opportunities, and how it has been a great contribution to their family and children. And Rahayu, we want your take on social enterprises with the Orang Asli community. You have inspired other mothers to join. How do you think it could be expand to the nation scale to help the rest of the community in Malaysia?
Social enterprise need to expand nationwide because it help all the mothers that have time problems to go to for works, especially and especially for the young mothers that have babies. So it help for them to leave their kids to the others. So by joining this kind of social enterprise, they can do their work at home. So at the same time, they can watch their kids and also fulfill the needs of the family.
Were they worried, or were you worried when you wanted to join this, the Asli Co?
No, actually, but because my sister-in-law already joining, so she's already telling us a fun story. It's just like happy place to go to. So it's I'm not worried to join Asli Co.
So you have been attracting sisters, friends of a sister, everyone. You've been attracting them to
Yeah.
join the Asli Co.
Actually, so people always ask us, how do we recruit these mothers to join our business? And so far, it's been always through word of mouth. So we started with one family, and then she then brought her sister-in-law, and then the sister-in-law brought her cousin, and then the cousin brought a friend.
So
and
the
then,
whole family end up being in your enterprise?
And also, they also even introduced us to new villages and kampongs that we can work with, because they have relatives or friends in other villages who heard about what we are doing with them and saw firsthand the income that they're generating through these part-time work that producing our products. So then I think the word just spread. So now I guess if there's opportunity to work at the Asli Co, I mean, they would jump on it. So it's been great. So also, I think I'm really happy to see the transformation of the ladies that join and work with us. One being them having the ability to also provide for their households, and also this seems to be they've been gaining confidence and also have a sense of pride, and because they're self-sufficient.
I'm pretty sure they feel very empowered.
Yes, yes. So they're now really empowered because they can make money from themselves and not taking away their household duties as well, and also their responsibility to their children. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure when you meet more Orang Asli in the community, you would witness the children having education gaps, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think, what more can be done to address this education gap in the community? Because it's been a long time. Orang Asli has been here more than 60 years. We mentioned about Merdeka, but they are the Orang Asli.
Correct.
They are true Malaysians,
Yes.
right? So how has the education gap have been? How has the progress been?
So there is a definite gap, because the reason why we started the Asli Co is because we found out that more than 25 to 50% of Orang Asli kids drop out of school. So like from 100 kids in primary 1, I think only less than 5 make it to Form 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What would
So
they do if they don't? Sorry,
they
what
drop
would they
out of school, and then either they go out and work,
Okay.
or for women, they become teenage mothers sometimes. And so it's not exactly a good situation there. So that was the entire reason why we started the Asli Co in the first place. Finding out about this problem, we thought, this is unheard of.
Yeah.
In terms of the city, none of us have actually heard of anybody dropping out of school.
Yeah.
Not much, actually. So we have created an initiative ourselves from the profits funded from Asli Co. So we recently started an NGO called Ajar Society that focuses on giving free tuition to Orang Asli kids in the villages. So we hire tutors and teachers that goes into the village and teach them additional classes in the weekends, so that they can keep up with their English, their BM, the math and science classes, which are usually subjects that they struggle with. So we've been doing that, and hopefully we can help a little bit. Yeah.
How has the response been from the teenagers? Because I'm pretty sure some of them, they don't want to drop out of high school, but they don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
So when you provide this kind of tutors, how has the response been from the teenagers?
So far, the response has been great from the kids and the parents themselves, because then it's in the village, so they don't again have to travel out to get to a class, and the kids have been loving it. then when we started the classes, we realized that there are many kids who actually haven't been to school, even though they're 9, 10 years old, because they are of birth certificate issues,
Yeah.
or also parents did not register them in time. So then they've been coming to these classes and learning how to spell,
To
ejaan,
read,
to read.
yeah.
So we're very happy with the progress so far.
I see. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great because they're the future. They're the future Malaysians that we want. We don't want them to be stuck. If they feel, I'm pretty sure they feel stuck to be in that village. They can't go out. They have difficulties of transportation as well with little to no development in the village, right?
Yes.
And Mas, you grew up as an Orang Asli, and you are an Orang Asli. And how do you think we can normalize the Orang Asli communities better? Because you have said even your friends could not further their studies like you have, and I'm pretty sure your friends felt inspired to see you study. So how do you think we can normalize in order to help the Orang Asli communities?
I think normalizations involving the recognition, the value of Orang Asli, and the contributions to the nations. For example, education initiative that promote the cultures, or the inclusivity, respect lands, right?
Have you ever experienced any negative?
I was lucky. I'm not
Okay.
experienced all those because I studied in Pekan actually. I'm
Yeah.
not from the
Yeah.
the pendalaman, but I heard from my friends they're having all those difficulty. Yeah, we are still figuring how to solve that kind of problems. Maybe from their mental health, and or what I can do is advise the younger kids lah,
Yeah.
so they don't get the ditindas.
Do they get intimidated if like they want to go out, but do they get intimidated to even go out to explore outside their village?
Yeah, maybe because they are not too familiar with the outside culture, they're scared to be outside, right? Because they don't know how it works, where to go, all the bad cases. Yeah, maybe by giving them exposure about that, yeah, we can change the future.
Do you think it has changed a little bit?
Yeah,
Over
it
the
is.
years?
Yep.
And even I think your enterprise, I'm pretty sure it contribute to a change as well to make Orang Asli community to go out more for their family, not just stick to what they have known since they were born, right? And I'm gonna ask the three of you. This is a question for all of you. Could you each of you share success stories from the Asli Co and the community that you have served? Maybe Rahayu, we can start with you. You are a success story as well.
No. Okay, I've known this one mother, Kak Intan. Before this, she's learned making soap with Asli Co. And then right now, she have her own enterprise selling craft and also the soap.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
She's an entrepreneur now, so she's left us, but I think for the better. So she
Yeah.
now has her own soap making enterprise and also selling Orang Asli crafts.
I see.
Yeah.
What are the success stories that people might not know? Something maybe stood out to you over the years?
Yeah. So I think I'm very encouraged by mothers who focus very much on their children's education. So they are Orang Asli, but then they send their kids to Chinese schools so that they can learn an additional language, so that they can be better at different languages and also math and science. And they also, I think, Kak Ayu from Kampung Orang Asli Kuang has been sending her kids for extra tutoring classes, so that with the money that she earned from the Asli Co, so that she can ensure that her kids do well in school. So those are things that I think I'm very happy to see. Yeah.
And what about you, Mas? You're also a success story. You further your studies. You are here now.
Yeah.
Manager.
Yes.
Manager. So I learned a lot in the Asli Co. Actually, this is my first time job after I quit. I finished my study, so I've learned a lot. The Asli Co have improved me from the soft skills, and actually I what
Yeah.
uh
In Malay?
saya I lost the words.
Oh, what do you want to say in Malay? It's okay.
In
It's
Malay.
fine. Yeah, you can say Emily.
Tak sangka lah, I've been here. I managed to get like these positions. I managed to manage all the things in the office with the mothers. Yeah. Saya tak fikir I can achieve that until I joined the Asli Co.
This is what I'm talking about. It's very inspiring because you never know how your progress would be, what you're capable of, your future is, and this is what I hope would inspire people who are watching. And just before we end, Sin, we want to know what's the future plan for Asli Co.
So we're looking into diversifying our products. We're going to get more products from Orang Asli communities. For example, one that's coming up is honey that are harvested from Orang Asli kampongs. And then we also want to expand our market reach to overseas even. So we'd like to market our products overseas and also maybe focus on building more capacity and reach more mothers and help impact their lives. That's what we have in plan.
Okay, that sounds good. I hope you guys are inspired to join Asli Co. And just before we end, just really quickly, I want to go around the table to know what is your take for the future of the Orang Asli community? Like, what do they want, and what expectation can they get? Rahayu, can we start with you?
I hope in futures, I can see all the mothers of Orang Asli can be the main character for the community growth. And at the same time, I love to see all the children can go to the higher education levels.
Main character, I like that. Be the main character. And Sin?
Yeah, so I see a future where Orang Asli community is enjoy equal opportunities and also have more representation in Malaysian society and culture. And that less Orang Asli families struggle with poverty because they'll be more educated and they'll get better job opportunities and even start their businesses themselves. That's what I would like to see.
And lastly, Mas?
And I think the Orang Asli community deserve a better future where they have students have the higher educations and the community respect our culture as well. And I hope they break down the awkward when they meet Orang Asli.
I see. Yes, that's a very good advice to give to the people out there. And that is it, guys. I felt inspired, and I hope you guys felt inspired and you know more about the Orang Asli community. And as Sin mentioned earlier, we need to bridge the gaps between us and the Orang Asli community. We need to help them however they want, how we can, because they are also Malaysians. They also deserve all the education, all the children, mothers. They all deserve job opportunities, education, and all the facilities that we fortunately have outside here in the city. And I hope it inspired you guys as much as it has inspired me. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Relatable. Thank you, girls, for coming to Relatable and share your success stories. And I hope it has inspired to you guys out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next episode.